Good morning. My name is Megan Fenton, and I'm your worship associate this morning. Please rise, embody your spirit, and join us in singing hymn number 308, The Blessings of the Earth and Sky, in your gray hymnal.
Good morning. My name is Terry Lucan, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of the Hudson Valley. Whether you've been with this congregation a decade or more, or this is your first time visiting, we welcome you. Whatever the faith and traditions of your past, we welcome you. Whatever your theological stance, we welcome you. Whoever you are and whomever you love, we welcome you. Whatever your heritage, we welcome you. We respectfully acknowledge the territory on which our church building sits as the ancestral homeland of the Munsee, Lenape, and Wappinger people. And I'll start with an apology that I have a lot of announcements. The first one is a joyful problem. We're a little bit short on programs, orders of service, so if anyone can share with a neighbor, pass it to the aisle, and then Margie will have it for any latecomers. So if you can part with it, we know it's a keeper, but please pass it on. The second is that the Board of Trustees would like to publicly thank Hospitality Team 1, led by Ganell Rydstrom and Daria Gregg, for hosting coffee hour during the month of February. The coffee hours would not be possible without our hospitality teams, and we know most of you are on one of them, so thank you all. The Music Committee invites you to our fundraising concert this afternoon at 2 o'clock with our wonderful music director, Alex Smith, and special guest, Tony Jefferson. Please help us make this fundraiser a rousing success. Come, bring a friend, and thanks in advance. From the Social Justice Committee, we just want to remind you that we're now partnering with the Croton Caring Committee, and we're collecting soap for hygiene baskets they give to folks who are in need. So next time you're buying soap, buy a couple of extra bars and pop them in the basket, because we sort of made a big soap commitment. Thank you to all for supporting the Chavez family during this difficult time. And on the back of your program, there is a QR code if you'd like to help. They're friends of Williams, and it was such a sad situation, as is unfortunately replicated all over the country. And last, with a happy one, our pledge drive starts today. If you are a member or a friend of the UUCHV, you can pick up a packet with your name on it after the service. If you'd like to become a new friend, I'm sure they have some blank packets too. And if you haven't pledged before, just go to that pledge booth. And over the next few weeks, we'll have member testimonials. And today, we'll hear from Salma, one of our pledge campaign leaders. And I'd love to thank the pledge, all of the folks on the pledge team. They do an amazing job. So let's get back to the end of my... For the most up-to-date information, please look at our weekly newsletter or our website. Join us for coffee and conversation afterward in the fellowship hall. On the live stream, the Zoom link was sent to you on Saturday with your email. And if you're just recently joining us, please either email us or fill out a yellow card, and we'll put you on our e-news, and you'll hear all about the amazing things we're doing every week. So once again, please turn off your cell phones, and welcome.
It is a joy to be here with you today. And before we offer our invocation on this day, which will be one of several over the course of the year, where we will honor the centennial of this sanctuary, the 100 years in which people have gathered in this space for song and worship and hope and possibility across multiple traditions. I want to honor someone who has served our congregation in the past. So I invite Blake Rowe, who is our previous music director. And currently is on a journey across the North American continent. He's been visiting communities, visiting and learning from musicians and people of all walks of life. He's blogging about it on a special place called Road to Joy, not to Ode to Joy. And Blake, on your journey, I have a little gift that we want to bestow upon you. This is a collection of the best poems of 2025. And so as you continue your journey, we hope that these authors are companions and reminders that you always have a home here.
I have a spot next to the mattress.
And as we now begin the first of several centennial dedications, I offer words that were written for this hall in 1986. And these come from a former member of our congregation, Benjamin Brighton, who is an architect. He was involved in the restoration of Belvedere Castle in Central Park. And this poem he wrote for this hall many years ago. This hall, built to be here many yesterdays ago, this edifice is here for us, welcoming with warm and winning ways. Did someone know that we would need this lovely space this day? This moment becomes a memory, and its glow surrounds our energy as these moments pass. Some other folks in some future time will be immersed and housed within these walls, in a place our skill has made, and may it serve their needs as was ours. We mold our knowledge with detail in detail and piece on piece, till practical and beauty mingle. From the great infinity captured out of the continuous flow through memory and skill and us to this moment. We form material to be a building, the pictures, all of it. Yes, and this poem. This moment is a seed for memory and for us. May it be so. Benjamin Brighton, December 1986. In honor of all those who have loved and nurtured this home for love for the past century, we are going to have an amazing bell ringing this morning. And Jane Podell will now lead the children of our sanctuary into the bell tower, where we will ring it 100 times for 100 years. We have now started a new tradition. So 100 years from now, they have to ring it 200 times. And in the spirit of life and hope and joy and determination, let us gather in hope and light our chalice this morning.
This morning's chalice lighting is from Marta I. Valentin. We pause this morning from the chaos of the world to reclaim the beauty within these walls that carry us through our week. We lift this community onto our shoulders with pride and grace-filled expectations for our children and our children's children. Now please join me in our unison affirmation. The words are in your order of service. Inspired by love, our mission is to seek our true nature, connect deeply and openly, and act for justice.
I now invite us to sing our songs of praise to all that is in English and Spanish. You can follow along in the order of service. Very great hymn. Songs of praise. On this day, we will take a moment to consider what it means to gather in the morning. And I invite Aiden Crowder forward, who will lead us in a responsive reading.
I know. Everyone calm down. Whoa, I know. This isn't stand-up comedy, but I can make it. I did just stand up. 5:36. Oh, I forgot it. 5:36. I just heard myself. Dang it. Oh, now I'm not gonna. Oh, I hate it. Okay. Also, shout out to my mother, who is very embarrassed about all the jokes I'm making. Everyone, give her a clap. Give her a clap, everyone. Woo! Yeah! Woo! Okay. I will begin the reading. 5:36 in this one right here. Yeah. Okay. Every morning, the world is created. Under the orange shades of the sun, the heat ashes of the night turn into leaves again, and fasten themselves to the high branches, and the ponds appear like black cloth on which are painted islands of summer lilies. If it is your nature to be happy, you will swim away along the soft trails for hours, your imagination alighting everywhere. And if your spirit carries within it the thorn that is heavier than lead, if it's all you can do to keep on trudging, there is still somewhere deep within you a beast shouting that the earth is exactly what it wanted. Each pond with its blazing lilies is a prayer heard and answered, lavishly every morning. Whether or not you have ever dared to be happy, whether or not you have ever dared to pray. Thank you, everyone. Woo! Yay!
Thank you, Aiden. Every morning, the world is created. Every morning, the world is created. And when we gather in a space like this, we remember that. We remember our connections to one another in this room and beyond our walls. And in that spirit of honoring not just this building, but the love that can come from it into the wider world, I now invite forward Gunnar Anderson from the Croton Cortland Food Pantry to offer some words for us this morning.
Hey. Thanks for inviting me again. The last time I was here was in September of last year, and I remember from my notes telling you that we had an increase in the number of families coming from the pantry. We went from 150 the year before to 170. Now we are here 6 months later, and we are from 170 to over 220 families that are now coming. We don't know exactly the reason. There are talk about the SNAP benefits, the work requirements, the problems with that. But I have good news. And the good news is that during the same period, the donations to the pantry have increased, and we've gotten more volunteers. We are ordering almost twice as much food at times. Our truck team, I see a couple of volunteers from our Friday truck team that unload the trucks. We've gotten more volunteers to help. And we are looking over the pantry and finding different ways to store things, more shelving. We're staying open a little later. So basically, I'm telling you a big thank you for everything, everybody who has contributed, but to keep the work up because we expect it to get worse before it gets better. Not all the SNAP benefit requirements have really clicked in yet. I understand there's a grace period, and in the middle of the year, there will be even more people who are denied their usual benefits. So, we have a website, the Croton Cortland Food Pantry. It's called Food Pantry in Croton. We have a donate button, and we have a volunteer page. And we do have one event coming up on April 25th, the Stop and Shop in Ossining. We were doing a full-day food drive there. And it's a wonderful opportunity, especially for families to come if they want to spend some time staffing a table. We are there all day long, and it's a wonderful thing for families, especially a chance for them to volunteer together. Again, we're the Food Pantry in Croton. There's a volunteer page there. And I will just close with a couple of remarks we had a survey with the families coming to us to just see how we were doing with them, and it ended with a place for comments. And some of the comments were, now in the winter, there's very little work, and it's good to have some help. I was unemployed, and the food was great help to me. I come here because there is no money, and I come here because you show us great respect. So thank you all, and keep up the good work. Thank you.
The walls of this sanctuary inspire us, our home, our space of hope, and our place we sing. And now I invite the choir forward to sing a song inspired by the work of the suffrage movement. Our congregation was built in 1926, barely a decade, less than a decade after women achieved the right to vote in the United States. Barely a decade after. And that spirit of determination and working for a more better country and union and world is something that calls to us to be courageous today. Let us listen to our choir.
Watch your step.
Looks good. Thank you.
Courage calls to
Courage. Courage calls to courage. Oh, every day, every day. Courage, 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 oh, courage, 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 oh, every day, every day. We, the undersized citizens of the United States of America, believe that all women who are citizens have the right to vote. Courage, 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 oh, courage, 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 calls to courage, oh, every day, every day. Courage has a voice that cannot be silenced. Listen to the voice that yours is in your hands. Be strong, be free, be steadfast on your journey. Your voice, your vote, your right. Oh, courage, oh, courage, oh, courage, oh, every day, every day, every
Thank you for that beautiful offering. And now we sing a blessing, a song of hope for our children who will now head to religious exploration, where I am told they are working on a film. You'll find out more about that later. But before I do that, one last word from Lindy, who's going to tell us something that is in the works.
In honor of the 100th anniversary of this congregation, the children of this congregation are going to be building a time capsule this spring. Stay tuned.
And now we sing, Go Now in Peace. The theme for today's service, A Home for Love, is the theme for the season ahead as we explore our Pledge Drive campaign, what it means to commit to and nurture our space, our home, our community. And over the course of the next few weeks, we'll hear testimonials from members about what our faith calls us to do and what our community means. Our first testimonial this morning will be from Salma. Thank you.
Good morning. Wow, this is such a beautiful way to start the campaign. I just feel so much love in this room, especially because it's so full and beautiful and so much celebration. So I'm sure that a lot of people who may give testimonials in the coming month will talk about various things that are in their heart. I'm going to speak in very practical terms about how I think about giving. Every year this congregation spends 4 weeks. It's a business, 4 weeks raising everything that it's going to need for the following year. Most businesses spend things, sell things all year long, but not this congregation. This is this concentrated time where we get to step up. And I'm just going to share a little bit about how I personally think about giving. And some of these words might be familiar to you because I take my lessons about how to think about giving from the very wise teacher Ira Glass. But really, he sort of asks the question, what is the morning news worth to you? Is it worth like a cup of coffee? Do you buy a cup of coffee? Does that cost $1 or $2? I don't know when Ira Glass was buying coffee, but it costs now $7. So even if you buy a cup of coffee like 3 times a week, that's maybe $22 a week. And so I think of it in a few different ways. First, I think I strive to be in a position that I could give maybe 1% of my income, yet when I look at that number, that seems like an awfully big number to me, and that stresses me out. And the way that I think of it is in the context of how much I spend on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis on things that I need. So for instance, I used to buy a train ticket every month. I don't have to do that anymore. That was about $350 a month plus parking. I only go in like once a week, so there's something I have to buy. Another thing that I used to do is I used to go out to dinner twice a month when I lived in the city. I do that less now. I do other things like mountain biking, less going out to dinner. So that might be $200 a month. So when I think about it, I think on a weekly basis, what can I contribute? So that's one way I think of it. And then when I break that down to $200 or $300 or $400 a month, which breaks down to $25, $50, or $100 a week, that's how I set up my giving. In my life, that's what works. In very practical terms, I can't give as much all at once, but I can give much more easily when I just set it up on auto pay for the year. And as an executive director who raises money, it's wonderful to know. It's not good to give that way. It's ideal to give that way because then we know what's coming for the year ahead. It's a steady stream of income. And for those of you who sit next to me and think I never give to the share the plate, that is wrong. I have also my share the plate on auto pay because I don't have any cash in my wallet. I do not carry any cash. So I have my share the plate on auto pay every month, so I give before you do. I'm very competitive. And then the other thing is, although I'm intimidated when I think about that big number, I just got the summary of my giving for last year, and it made me so happy that I could give that much. And then the last thing I'll say in the words of Ira Glass is that we should think about giving selfishly. We are giving to ourselves. What do you want? Do you want to come to this place because it requires money to turn on the lights and put on the heat? And we can't have it if we don't fund it. So all the things that you want to have, whatever they are, you pay for them, just like the train. And I just also want to call out the amazing art committee and Linda for that beautiful big heart that you'll see in the coffee hour. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now is the time for joys and sorrow.
Hi, I'm Joanne, and I have a sorrow. Can you hear me?
Oh, we just got to do this part. It's okay.
It's okay. You can sit right.
You'll be first. We come together in community to share with one another, to support one another, and to celebrate with one another. We bear sacred witness to each other in this honored ritual. As we begin, we know that there are both great sorrows and great joys in our world that must be acknowledged as well. We light our first candle to honor those in pain, victims of violence and war and oppression all around our world. We light a second candle because we understand that joy and sorrow are, because we understand that amidst all of that pain, there's also celebration and joy in our world. We honor that joy and sorrow are woven together. For some here today, this has been a week of life-changing joy that needs to be lifted up in worship. For others, this has been a time of deep pain and sorrow that needs to be shared to make the burden lighter. If this has been such a time for you, I invite you to come forward to light a candle and to briefly tell us of your joy or sorrow. You may also raise your hand in silent acknowledgement of your...
I'm Joanne, and I have a sorrow. March 15th is the anniversary of my husband's passing. So, but there's so much wonderful stuff going on here today that it's kind of hard to stay feeling sad. So that's a good thing.
Hi, my name's Emily. It's okay. I'll fix it for the next person. I have some joys and sorrows. So my first joy is that I had the opportunity to be selected to represent Yorktown High School at the New York State Band Directors Association Convention last weekend, where I gave a presentation on jazz education and how you could use a swing dance concert to do that. And so I wanted to just thank my husband for supporting me in all these crazy things that I do in my life, because my job is way more than a day job. And then I also wanted to share a joy. Our son Felix, who's 10, had a starring role in his musical. So that was Friday evening. They did Schoolhouse Rock, and he sang Conjunction Junction. I mean, like, the joy, it was just, he's hilarious. And, like, it just makes me so happy. Are you looking at me? That's him right there, Felix. He was looking at me through the window. Anyways, yeah, so I just, like, I keep watching it on my phone over and over again because it just makes me smile. And then I have 3 sorrows of concern. So my dad had a heart ablation. He's doing fine, but I worry about him because he's my dad. Then my great aunt who lives in Wales is having a heart issue, and so pray for her, please. And then my great aunt Judy, who is like, you know, we're at that time, I'm at that time in my life where, like, my elders are kind of getting sick. So my great aunt Judy just passed away, and she lived by herself. She had lovely friends, but she didn't really stay in touch with our family. So, but still sad. So thanks for listening.
Hi, I'm Terry, and it was a joy last night to be at Ellen Banks's house on an auction item, and we had an amazing Malaysian dinner and so much fun with Eliana and Scott and Christine and Matt. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Jim. I have the joy of being back here today with this community that I love so much. Ginny and I had the joy of spending 2 weeks in Ecuador, the Amazon River Basin and the Galapagos. And I really love being out in nature and learning and discovering new things, and this was such a great trip. It was unforgettable.
And I'm Ginny, and spouse of Jim, but I have a couple of sorrows. While we had been away for 2 weeks, I learned that several people in the building in which I live passed away. A woman's husband across the hall from us. I knew that he had been very sick for the past year or so, but he passed away and she ended up in a nursing home and is now in a state of limbo herself. And then some of you knew Jan Ruotolo passed away. Many of you knew her from many years ago as just an amazing person who ran the book club for so many years. And then another friend of mine who passed away this past week, who's about my age and developed pneumonia and just went like that. So it's kind of sad to learn of all of these sudden deaths. So.
Just to echo, Jan was a force to be reckoned with. When she had an opinion about a book or an issue, boy, you better be clear about how you're going to fight back. So when I heard that she had passed, and she was in a wheelchair, she lived in my building, and I got a call from her caregiver. Her caregiver had been with her for 14 years. Which is, quite something. And I sent a note to Rita and just said, as you know, Rita is her daughter-in-law. And I said, how are you doing? She said, I'm not sure yet. And she was really quite something. Had some wonderful stories and could tell them over and over again because she didn't remember that she had told you in the first place. She'll be missed.
Hi, my name is Anne Marie. My pronouns are she, her. This is very unusual for me to come up like this frequently, but I just want to share. I got together with 3 of my siblings. They all live in South Jersey, Philadelphia and South Jersey. One more is down in Florida. But the thing is, we had such a good time. It was like the best time. There was so much love. And each year we're a little more tolerant of each other. And, like we were really funny, like we're making jokes at each other. Like I told one, I said, we went bowling. I said, I got an award for bowling. And they go, really? I go, yeah, I got 3 games of 50 in a row. And it was just so good to be with them. And some of them are kind of like, they have some challenges, with being older. And it was very unusual for us all to get together. It's really unusual. And just one note, I don't want this to be maudlin or make you feel bad or anything, but my dad died in his 40s, and my mother had to raise 5 teenagers. Wow. Wow. And we were all reasonably normal. So thank you for listening to me.
I'm Blake, and my joy is just this community. So I just, and sort of passing the torch officially, just wanted to say thank you to everyone for supporting me as my wife was going through her cancer journey. I'm really coming into my own now. I'm doing really well, thank you. And I'm enjoying van life. And I just wanted you to know I have little keepsakes from my time here. The little plastic car you gave me on my cake is on my dashboard. I have Felix and Lindy's keychain they made for me with my license plate RD2Joy on it. I have Maria's feather from her parrot in my little thing. And so you're with me. And the journey continues. After this, I'm going back out and hitting the road again. But I've had a wonderful time, and you've always been there for me. So thank you.
We light one final candle for all of the joys and sorrows that remain unexpressed, and for all those outside our walls who are searching for a place to bring the wholeness of their lives and to be received with love.
Now is the time in our service for a moment of meditation, contemplation, prayer, pause. Spirit of life and love and homes of love. We think of all those who have been in this sanctuary over the last decades. Their laughter, their sorrows, their tears, their commitment to renewal, their repair, their kinship, their friendship. We think of all those before us who have nurtured relationships and friendships and companions. We think of all of us now in this space who have found ourselves, whether we are watching online or in this room, connected this morning. We think of the children in our congregation, all the alumni of our congregation, all those who have crossed paths with us in the years. And in this angry world, we ask for compassion and kindness and bravery and courage and love. May it be so. May it be so. Friends, the opening reading I'm going to do is a piece that probably has been heard several times in the life of this building, both by the Methodists who built it, by the Reformed temple that worshiped here, and it's in your gray Unitarian Universalist hymn book that Aiden read from. And it is Psalm 42, which is deep calls to deep. As a deer longs for flowing streams, so my soul longs for you, O Eternal. My soul thirsts for the living eternal. My tears have been my food day and night, while my people say, continue to me, where is your God? These things I remember as I pour out my soul, how I went with the group and joined them in procession with glad shouts and songs of thanksgiving, a multitude keeping festival. My soul is cast down within me, therefore I remember you. Deep calls to deep at the thunder of your cataracts. All your waves and billows have gone over me. Why are you cast down, O my soul? Hope in God. Hope in love. Hope in love. Hope in love. This community, from its beginning, was born in a world that had a lot of cruelty and a lot of hate and a lot of violence. 100 years ago, when this building was created, this country was in turmoil and divided. And there were many people who had visions of the country that, quote, meant America should be for Americans. It was a country that was debating and arguing and fighting about the rights of immigrants to come into this nation. Northern Westchester itself was full of conflict as longtime farmers and factory workers and bricklayers and artists from the city were coming to this area and figuring out what would it mean to be part of Northern Westchester in the 1920s. Some people had creative, exciting visions. They were creating artist colonies for people from the city to come into the woods and explore and create and find alternative ways of creating stories. Others in this very village were part of local chapters of the KKK and burnt a cross in Croton Village because they were angry about changes happening in their community and they were committed to racist ideologies. There were a group of black business owners in Harlem who tried to buy parts of land in what is now Croton Point Park. And local media in Croton at the time demagogically and racistly castigated them. And ultimately, the government seized those plots of land by eminent domain to prevent them from purchasing territory. In the 1924 presidential election, which was remarkably divisive, there were three candidates: the conservative Calvin Coolidge, the ultra-conservative John Davis, and a progressive populist named Robert Lafayette, who was sort of like the Bernie Sanders of the 1920s. Coolidge won. Coolidge won. And shortly after being elected, spearheaded an effort to pass a cruel immigration bill that haunted the country from 1924 to 1965. It instituted restrictions and quotas preventing Jews, Southern Europeans, Asians, and Mexicans from immigrating to the United States in large numbers. Coolidge said this needed to be done to keep America America. And at the same time that national anger was happening, there were people moving to this area trying to find a place for their kids. Croton High School was built in 1923. Henrik Hudson High School was built in 1926, the same year that this sanctuary was built. People were coming here trying to figure out what would it mean to be a good person in this tumultuous time. And the Methodist Episcopal Church, which was organized differently than Unitarians, had bishops and said, this growing area needs a congregation. And so here we are. On paper, at least, the Methodist Church of the 1920s was committed to what they called a social creed, an explicit statement adopted calling for the rights of workers to receive a fair wage, for abuses in prison to end, and for all to have the right to food, shelter, and medical care. Those old Methodists said, we declare ourselves for equal rights and complete justice for all, in all stations of life, for the protection of the worker from dangerous machinery, disease, injuries, and mortality, for the abolition of child labor. We call for the highest wage that each industry can afford, for the most equitable division of the products of industry. We call for the recognition of the golden rule as the supreme law of society and a sure remedy for all social ills. More research needs to be done. I don't know all the stories of our Methodist ancestors who built this space, but in a very tumultuous, divided country where there were competing visions nationally and locally about what is the good, and what is loving, and how are we called to welcome the stranger. A group of people dedicated themselves to create these windows, build this space, and offer a place amidst these divisions for people to come together. The artist Yul Sharon has argued, an art form of rebirth. Religion can be an art form of rebirth, and the most potent path forward sometimes lies in looking at the origins. He writes, I hark back to those original meetings of the minds. Try imagining the motley crew of artists, a composer, a poet, carpenters, people coming together to create an elaborate, chaotic vision. Perhaps one of them was a tailor with a flair for fantasy. Their gatherings, those early gatherings, were likely a glorious chaos with no real designation for where they were going. But they knew that in an environment, these religious communities all over, knew that in an environment of rapid change, there was power in coming together to dedicate ourselves to higher principles. And I think committing ourselves to a home for love right now is sacred, important, and holy. Committing ourselves to a home for love where we know we can't rely on our own government to consistently feed our neighbors based on our taxes. Where a home for love can make sure we're creating collections for support. Where a home for love can show up when one of the children in this very community finds news that their father is being deported, we can fundraise to support the family. You have the opportunity to do that on the back of the order of service and through the newsletters. A home for love is where we can sing and recommit and imagine and create and do things together that we cannot do alone. And when those people created this space 100 years ago, perhaps they had no idea what was coming. But the very pews we are sitting in today come from their labor, time, vision, and effort. I do not know who will be here 100 years from now, but we can do our part to be stewards of this space and allow it to continue to be a home for love in northern Westchester. And perhaps may 100 years from now, these demagogues and ghosts of hate and racism and violence, may they be awful memories that we learn from. And we can do our part to make that so today. It is good to be here. Happy 100th anniversary. It's good to be here.
Each week, we make an offering from the bounty we are blessed to enjoy. We do this in the spirit of love and generosity, aware that we have benefited from those who have gone before, those that in their turn gave generously. Our offering goes to support the work of love and justice undertaken by this community. Today's offering will be shared with the SPCA of Westchester, a no-kill 501c3 not-for-profit animal welfare organization dedicated to saving homeless, abused, and abandoned animals and to protecting animals from cruelty and neglect through education and enforcement of humane laws. For more information, please visit the website spcawestchester.org. Please refer to our e-newsletter or website for more information. You can make your donation in several ways. If present in the sanctuary, you may give cash or check in the offering plate as it comes by. From your homes, you may make your donation via credit card or PayPal using the links provided in the e-newsletter, or by visiting our website, uuchudsonvalley.org. Or if you prefer, you may always mail us a check. The offering will now be given and gratefully received. Please join me in the dedication of the offering. The words are in your order of service. May these gifts and the work of our hands and hearts give power to all we stand for as a community of faith. Now please rise and body your spirit and join us in singing our final hymn, number 1064, Blue Boat Home, in your teal hymnal. Please join me in extinguishing the chalice. The words are in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Deep calls to deep. And as we gather in this space today, grateful for all that has come before, curious about what will be, let us be grateful for this day. Let us find and receive love and joy, and may we seek compassion. Go in peace.
actually hits strings. It hits strings it shouldn't hit, so just keep it clean. Nice work on the drum station. Yeah, good to see you. How are you?